Hey guys, it's the Straya guy in China here, and today I'm just going to do a bit of a video that's kind of just straight out off the cuff, no planning, no scripting, no editing, so hopefully it's not too boring for you. I've got a little bit of exciting news to share, and we'll get to that in a moment. But first, I thought I'd just quickly give a small update on what's happening here in China. Now, unless you're, living under a rock, have no media connection or no connection to the outside world whatsoever, you're pretty aware right now that there is the coronavirus happening here. Well, not just happening here, but happening globally. And obviously there's a lot of, fear and confusion of what's happening here in China. Now, it would be kind of wrong for me to say that it's all good and it's all fine, but it's not so terrible for many of us here. China's a massive place. There's such an amount of space here, and for myself personally up here in Shenyang, it's actually not so bad. It could be the fact that we're near colder weather, it could be the fact that we're really far away, not sure why, but we're actually not in such a bad situation here. People are still out shopping, places are still open. Everyone's wearing masks, of course, but I think the world at the moment is kind of wearing masks too, from what I hear. So it's not to say it's not bad, and especially definitely you go to some places, there's lockdowns, there's people in fear, there's all these temperature checks and that happening. But you'll find that there is no difference if it happens in anywhere else in the world. When you have quarantine, when you have lockdowns, things need to be put in effect to contain things, to make it under control. So, if anything, some of the fear or confusion that's being caused is a bit of a good thing, because it lets you know that things are being done, things are working to stop and prevent, which gets me to an interesting point, being an influencer, being somebody that creates content for the world to see. You'll notice that it's been exploding all over the media at the moment, people creating videos about, coronavirus, this, that, clickbait things. I mean, we're all doing it. I've created a couple of little thumbnails that are clickbaity, and in action of all that, you'll find that YouTube has started demonetizing things. So, boom, that's why I made my funky little picture here. I hope you enjoy some of these pictures I've been drawing lately. YouTube has prevented people from kind of capitalizing on this, which you could see it as bad, you could see it as good. There's been some, bad media at the moment kind of saying, oh, look at these YouTubers making videos to get money from a bad situation. But look at any form of media is directly targeting what is going to be popular for money. It's the job of media to push and promote and show things that are going to draw attention. Now, yes, you could see it as a negative thing, but it happens everywhere. Look at the news. Look at those shows like A Current Affair. They show someone it could have just been someone going out for a walk, but you put them in slow motion, you put that grainy background. Anyone could look like a murderer or a pedophile or something if you put the right kind of footage and music to it. So I think as far as criticizing people from capitalizing on it, it's still up to everybody else to watch this. It's still up to everyone else that clicks this. So the fact that they're doing it doesn't necessarily mean that it's wrong. The fact that everybody is clicking it, watching it, sharing it is what becomes wrong. So if you don't like what's happening, then don't watch it. Which, speaking of, make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment. Anyway, the basic plug that everyone gives. But I think it's, as I said, it's also good to see some of these people sharing the content to show the world that things aren't so bad or aren't so scary. It's good to see kind of what the reality of things are sometimes, and people's honest opinions can be better than just keyboard warriors that want to say, oh, this is what's happening, and you have no idea. We have such a powerful connection with the world now that people can share a video instantly with each other, and we know it then to be fact, instead of just receiving a newspaper and hoping that that newspaper is telling the truth. So I think it's a good and a bad thing, but at the end of the day, it comes down to these viewers to make the choice whether they click the buttons, whether they subscribe, whether they watch, and what they do with the information that they get, and how they choose to share it or verify it themselves. Now that I've got this kind of out of the way and done, we can discuss the interesting thing that I was going to talk about. Now, I'm actually traveling back to Australia next week. Now, this has very little to do with the whole virus outbreak. It actually just happened to fall exactly when I was planning to travel back anyway. I've got some family business to attend to, a wedding to go to. I've got a couple of things that I need to clarify and finish up document-wise in Australia. So I was actually heading back anyway. So it's been a bit interesting trying to sort out how to get back to my country during this time, and I guess I'll update on my next video if there was any difficulties or struggles or that, so people can have a general idea of how it happened and what it was. But I don't think it's worth me filming or doing anything of going through the process of doing it, because it just bothers the people that are working hard to keep this moving the way it is. There's no point in making more stress and more confusion or panic by chucking a camera on someone that's just doing their job during this time. So I'll send some updates once I arrive in Australia and let you know how it went. Now, that being said, I think it's a good opportunity for people to maybe ask me some questions or some requests of, while I'm in Australia, of what they might want. Now, yes, I'm not going to be the Straya guy in China. I'll be Straya guy in Australia for a little while. But it's something that maybe people's opinions of what they might have formed while I was here in China, or maybe my Chinese viewers might have a interesting question or that to ask about what my life is like in Australia or compared to my life in China. So make sure you go down there, leave a comment, leave a request. Maybe you've got some questions you like to ask. Maybe there's something about Australia you'd like to know. So make sure you put them down there, and I'll have a review, and I'll be making some videos hopefully about what some of your things are. So make sure you go down there, comment, like, subscribe, make sure you click the notification bell, and yeah, make sure you do these things, because when I see them, I will take that into consideration on my next videos. So I hope everyone stays safe during this time. I'm the Straya guy in China, soon to be Straya guy in Australia, and I don't have a clever sign-off.
Do